Welcome to the episode of the Love and Reality Podcast. I am your host, Ricky Valero. On today's episode, I am going to break down the final two episodes of the Ultimatum Marry or Move On. We've experienced so much throughout this entire season, from the trial marriages, from a pregnancy to back and forth yelling and screaming. Trial marriage is going good. Trial marriage is going bad. The real marriage is going good. Real marriage is going bad. Who is going to propose at the altar? And then we're going to talk about the reunion. This is going to be a very, very, very fun episode. Before we dive in, please make sure that you are checking out all of the content on the Love and Reality Podcast, whether that is on the podcast platform that you're listening to. Make sure to hit that subscribe, maybe leave a 5-star review, or if you're on YouTube watching this, please hit the subscribe as well. Leave some comments, drop a like, tell me what you think. I've got exclusive content uploading on YouTube, and then of course I've got content dropping on both YouTube and podcast platforms. I have interviews with Lisa and Roxanne and Antonio and Brian up on the YouTube page. You can check out clips and full interviews. Will be here on the podcast version of the show over the next 2 weeks. Very, very excited about that. We're almost time for another season of Love is Blind. Of course, we're going to dive headfirst into that season. It's going to be insane. I'm actually really, really excited to dive back into the world of Love is Blind as well. But without further ado, let's talk about our couples. Let's talk about who's going to say yes or no, who's going to shock us, who's going to not shock us. Is everybody going to say yes? Is everybody going to say no? There's just so much going down in these episodes. Obviously, we'll pick it up right there at the end of episode 8. We have Raya and Trey. They're up first. It's decision day and he is nervous. She said she's going to follow her head and not her heart. She said this is a decision that needs to that she needs to take the heart out of it. And of course, from there, Trey said he wants to trust this process and see if it worked. They really built this up to leave us on a cliffhanger. They really did. He said he had never had that emotional connection with Raya and questions if Raya is the right person for him, especially since he bonded so closely with Ryan. Here we go. They're both wearing red and they're ready to, they embrace, exchange pleasantries overlooking this beautiful waterfall. He said he's nervous. He said this is a long journey. He said he was up all night thinking and he loved her and loves her a lot. Obviously, that flipped right into the new episode that just released here on episode 9. And we pick up with Trey saying that throughout this experience, I thought about a lot. I broke your heart that from the bottom of his heart, he loves her more than ever. He doesn't care about the disagreements. He wants to go through everything with her. He wants to spend every day for the rest of his life with her. He gets down on one knee. He says, "Will you be my wife?" And she says, "Come here," because she wanted to be ready to marry. She says, "I came here because she wanted to be ready to marry him." And she didn't know how she would feel about this day, but she doesn't want to go through this with anyone else and says, yes, she will marry him. I don't know how I feel about these two. You know what I mean? Like, this is going to be like a running trend. Knowing in the back of my head, I've already seen these. It's a running trend that I don't really know how I feel about most of these. Next up, Ryan and James. Ryan said she knows she can be happy with or without James. James said he was given the ultimatum and he's ready to propose. Fuck off. He said he's hoping she doesn't say no. Ryan said it's scary. What she came here looking for might not be what she was expecting. She's ready to put her happiness above all. James said he's feeling really good, a little nervous coming in. He didn't really know what to do. And when they got here, if he would be able to be ready. He said they've had a lot of hard conversations. She's been looking for this commit for so long. He said this experience has opened new doors for himself. And then after all of this, he plans on working on himself and hopefully with her. She said he would never have to, she said he never would have committed had she not brought him here. They hug each other. He said he isn't at the perfect place to start a life with her, and he thinks he said he isn't at a perfect place to start a life with her, and he thinks he wouldn't want to handle the problems with anyone else. He gets down on one knee and asks her to marry him. She laughs. She says, yes, whatever. Like, I can't tell you how disappointed I am with this one. I don't like James. I'm sorry. And James might be the nicest. And I understand there's edit and stuff like that, but like I can't get past the breaking of the glass. I can't get past the temper. I just can't get past this relationship. There's just something about these two. I don't ever wish anybody to break up, but these two just do not seem like they belong. High school sweethearts that drifted apart. She's just absolutely gorgeous. She could do so much better than this guy. I just feel like it's that hometown feeling of high school sweetheart expectation type of thing, maybe not wanting to dive into something new. I don't know what it is. Kate and Alex come down. A lot of stuff said a bunch of nice things, saying she makes him feel like a better person, blah, 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 blah. He gets down on one knee, says, will you marry me? She says yes. Again, this one kind of confused me. I don't know how I feel about Alex, because I feel like Roxanne kind of put him in his place a little bit. You know what I mean? Maybe he realized that, with Roxanne, he bit off more than he could chew, and that he was willing to go back and kind of settle for the things with Kat. I don't know. Those two just don't seem like it's going to be all that in a bag of potato chips, but whatever. All right, Roxanne and Antonio. This is one that I was confident that we were going to get a double yes here, but also wouldn't have been a surprise if Roxanne said no. But this is this is my favorite of the four proposals. It was very emotional, and it was kind of cool seeing Roxanne be this emotional. We've seen bits and pieces of it throughout the season, but it felt like this moment was something, right? It felt like this moment was something special. And he wrote a cute little note, said a bunch of nice, sweet things. She wrote him a note, which was adorable as well, and thanks him for going on the journey together. He gets down on one knee, asks her to marry him. She says, I'm fucking terrified, and says yes. I'm shocked, not with these two, but I love these two. Probably my favorite couple on the show. I just think because Roxanne's awesome, but Antonio's a good guy too. But it's definitely interesting. 4 for 4. I'm heading into the reunion. I was definitely interested to see where we would be with these couples. You know what I'm saying? So without further ado, let's go ahead and get a little bit spicy. You know what I mean? It's reunion time. To start off the show, we get a terrible pregnancy joke, which was just please stop. Lisa and Brian have arrived. It's been almost a year since the ultimatum. They gave birth to a baby boy. He's 7 weeks old. They've enjoyed being parents. They started working on each other after they left. They're still together. Brian says it changed him instantly. He said once he was here, it changed everything. Once the baby was there, it changed everything for him. It was brought up about being fake. Roxanne speaks up and says she was sorry for what she said. Raya said she was shocked and calls her out for saying, Raya said she was shocked and called out Lisa for calling her a Hooters bitch. And she said it was rude and disrespectful. She said, I didn't appreciate all of that. And Lisa said, I don't care. The thing about it is with Lisa, you know what I mean? I don't, and the thing about it, I don't remember. I gotta try to find my note here. I don't have it. I was gonna try to find my notes. Can't seem to find it. Sorry, guys. I was gonna try to find my note about their ages. I know I did an episode based on these couples. I just can't find it. But to me, she's much older. Not much older, but she's mature, and she's a woman. She's a woman. And the big difference between being a woman and what was coming to the table here was she is real, and she's real. And Raya's very young, so she, in my opinion, saw right through the lines. You know what I'm saying? If they would have stayed, Raya and Brian 1000% would have been together. And even Raya trial marriage with James, it almost felt like she was willing to cross lines. Definitely interesting. She said, I didn't base it on an assumption. She said she meant what she said. Raya interrupts her and she said, let me talk. My good. I just missed Lisa. Like, she would have been perfect through this entire season. She accuses Raya of not loving Trey. Again, dying laughing. Antonio says she's saying things that she doesn't mean when talking about Raya. He knows she cares about people, but she says, I care about people unless she gets crossed. She was defensive, and I ain't mad about it. You know what I mean? I like Antonio sticking up for Lisa, saying that she is a good person. I love it. Roxanne said she was possibly hormonal, and that's why she took a pregnancy test. Brian said they've grown past that moment. Lisa said that the throughout the process that it was so intense that her anxiety went through the roof. Vanessa brings up the ultimatum. Lisa said, speaking of which, if you want to hear a little bit more about the ultimatum, make sure to check out my interview with Lisa talking about Brian. Lisa said that Brian knows that Lisa knows that he's locked in. Lisa said she knows that he's locked in. Marriage to him is very important and sees it in their future. They're doing the work to get there. I love that. They gave the Vanessa and Nick, I guess, or I mean, probably the team of Ultimatum or Netflix or whatever, gave them a silver goblet and pacifier, which is kind of cute. Then we played a newlywed game, and this was the dumbest thing ever. We have a reunion, and there's so much to unpack, and we play this dumbass newlywed game. It made me so furious, like so furious. First one was who's people's hall pass. Don't give a shit. There's no such thing. There's no hall passes. Sorry. Everybody, and then of course, who was most surprised to say yes at the proposal? Raya and Trey said James and Ryan. Everyone else said Roxanne. Roxanne and Antonio. He said she barely said yes since the proposal. It's been an adjustment. She said they're really different. They're really different when things are really different when you're engaged. They are where they need to be. It's tough, but they're getting there. She says she says she's still the provider and it's rough. He talked about his car business and she said she wasn't she wasn't exactly thrilled about the car business thing. It was kind of funny because he kind of built it up and she kind of tore it back down a little bit. It was just definitely interesting. Personally, and I'm just gonna say personally, I don't understand that element of it. I understand she wants somebody on the same level as her, but I feel like if somebody's bringing $1 million, if we're married and I'm bringing $1 million to the table, like that's for both of us. I mean, no, I'm bringing us $1 million to the table. I'm not bringing me $1 million. I'm not saying the other person should be lazy or whatever. I understand where she's coming from, but at the same time, I'm also on that side of things. Nick asked the room if there's room in his life for marriage and a job. She said she isn't wearing the engagement ring. It doesn't make any sense why she has to wear one and he doesn't. Like, what in the world is going on? Like, I love that. Like, I mean, I understand, like, there is that expectation there of when you get engaged, you don't wear one. James speaks up saying he would love to wear one. Nobody asked you, James. Nobody fucking asked you. She says, we see little parts of where they are now. She said she is making progress. Alex speaks up saying that he enjoys Kat wearing the ring. Nobody asked you, Alex. Antonio is like super hurtful. Vanessa asked if he would marry this man. She said no. Nick jokes saying he is okay. Let me again, where the frustration kicks in with Vanessa here. Vanessa is like, would you marry this man right here? And then it was like, she's like, no, like there was like pressure. And she's like, Nick jokes, I'm an ordained minister. Like, not only do I love what Roxanne did there by putting them on the spot, like by putting her on this, like, I don't love the way they put Roxanne on the spot there. Like, she already said she wasn't ready. Vanessa says Nick is a minister and stuff, blah, blah, blah. Would Antonio marry her right now? He said yes. But she felt that pressure and it was just terrible. Like, why are they consistently pushing boundaries and pushing people that are going through an experience like no other to do things to for shocking all our ratings or whatever have you. Like, I don't understand that. Like, it doesn't have to be an element of what is going on. Like, she's said that she's working on herself. Not every, and it's true, not everything we've seen in these 10 episodes is what we see is real life. You know what I mean? This was filmed a year ago. You know what I'm saying? Kate and Alex's turn. These two are getting married May 10th, 2024. Roxanne jokes says she didn't get an invite. Hilarious. Kat says, talks about the engagement was great and how he has baby fever. Roxanne mentions that on their dates, he already had the baby fever. Oh, man. Roxanne just like stirring the pot. I love it. Kate said there's a difference between talking about it and being ready for it. Alex says to Antonio that there was no ill will towards him. Roxanne says she sees right through the bullshit and has no regrets about anything she said. Fucking tell him, yo. Fuck. I don't like Alex. All right. Trey said he didn't think Alex had any ill intent either. Nobody asked you, Trey. We got a clip of Roxanne saying that Alex was unsure of why he wanted to be with Kate. Kate said that to her and Alex have had worked through a lot. She said that Roxanne was coming in with ill intent, and Roxanne, she was very direct and had good intentions. I agree. Roxanne said if everything was so perfect, why were you there? Kate said that the things that she was saying were lies. And when she said she didn't agree, Roxanne started being mad. Roxanne said there aren't real apologies from Kate and Alex. Antonio said that if he saw him on the side of the road, he would help them, which was the most random comment ever, but he's sorry for calling him a shitbag. Everyone laughed and apologized. Trey and Raya said that they when they got back from the experience, work life hit them hard. The relationship is night and day since before they were on the show. Raya said watching it back was an emotional roller coaster. Raya brings up James saying James wouldn't be with Trey. James said he was surprised they got engaged. Ryan said he also said that she was shocked that she didn't see the feelings from Raya towards Trey. Trey said he had all of those same feelings. Raya said it was hard watching Raya and Trey back. Ryan said that they developed a connection with Trey as she thought about James. They haven't spoken since, which kind of surprised me. And then Raya said they shouldn't be talking anyway. Well, hello. They asked Raya and Trey about kids. Please stop. James and Ryan's turn. They're getting married soon, September 30th. I guess that's this year. September 30th of this year, because I don't know when this was filmed, but James proposed again. She said they are living together now with her parents. Oh, man. Don't do it, Ryan. Just don't do it. Please don't do it. I don't like James. Still don't like James. Didn't like the way James came off in this. Also, Vanessa and Nick said some stupid shit here, but I think they hate each other. I do. I really feel like they're just married for kids or something. I don't know. We get a weird montage of James and Ryan talking about sex, which including bondage. Okay. Again, what the fuck was the point of this? Again, I don't understand. Like, well, this was so weird to show that, like it. They didn't show it in the first 9 episodes. Like, I guess James is this kinky fucking dude. Cool, congratulations, whatever. But like, why did they have to do an edit together and show this right now? Like, I don't even like James. And I'm like, wow, this is like, it was weird. It was offensive. It was like we're putting this guy on blast. Like, let whatever behind closed doors be behind closed doors, bro. Like, it felt unnecessary, and it felt like an unnecessary way to end the show. But I don't know, kind of surprised to see everybody still together. It'll be interesting to see how far they go past this experience. I'm rooting for some of these people. But let me know your thoughts. Let me know what you think about the couples. Let me know who you think is going to last, not last. Give me all the tea that you think that you've got to give. So thank you guys so much for listening to another episode of the Love and Reality Podcast. Lots of new content coming in the near future. Hope you stick around and check it out.